What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. This week we have got a transmission to put in, an engine to get out of the NSX. We got parts in for the Miata. That one will be in next week probably for you guys. Full turbo build, 6-speed swap, rear diff swap, new axles, whole bunch of stuff. Fuel pump, turb ski, you name it, we got it for it. But currently we've got this 10th gen in, I believe, 9th gen, 10th gen Civic in. That we are going to be putting the transmission in that we rebuilt. That's sitting right over there. That thing's all good to go, so I need to just get this one up in the air, drop the cradle, pull this side suspension stuff, slap it in. They're not too bad. We've done a few of them on the 8th gen. This thing shouldn't be much of any different there. I think I'm going to try to get it over onto the lift, and this will be the first time I do it on the lift. That'll be a little bit different for us here. But that's where we're at on this. Let's dive into this week's video, and I really hope you guys enjoy it. Alright, so I know I said Josue was done in the last video, but he didn't quite like the exhaust. We had a clogged cat, as you guys seen in the last video, so we got rid of that cat and put a test pipe in, and this thing got really, really loud. It basically had no exhaust on it other than a Buddy Club tip. That's all I had, was a nice Buddy Club tip on it. No resignators, no mufflers, nothing like that. So we got old Butchels over here taking up a muffler for the end of that. A little bit bigger, it's what the customer wanted. Nice little tip on that. We're gonna weld it right back onto that cat back, or that axle back, basically. We just chopped his off, welding that one all on. We're gonna slide it back on, and hopefully this thing's a whole lot quieter, and hopefully we're a lot happier with it. It had that rice boy sound to it. And he says he doesn't want to draw attention to it. Well, he's in a 2000 Civic, so he's gonna draw attention regardless. But only the right attention is what we're after. So let's get this all welded and put back on, and hopefully have this one done. Came over here, jacked this thing up because we were gonna put the transmission in it. Coming to find out, we gotta put an actual crank in this thing. Every single bolt, it was cross-threaded, stripped, broken, so on and so forth. And there is just no way I can save that crank. Just no way. I'd love to, we tried to, you just can't. After that's come out, no way. So we're gonna put a crank in this thing and then put the transmission back in it. Always something, y'all, always something. Look, it's not only one TIG machine, but 2 TIG machine. Woo, hot damn. Little TIG action over here. We're hopefully gonna be doubling down on some welding here before too long, y'all. Well, that's where we're at on this beautiful Friday down here, just kind of enjoying ourselves. We're actually waiting for a customer to show up so we can bid this job. And I blasted this golf club for a little Cerakote action. We're gonna be Cerakoting that thing black. Pretty rad little job that we got going there. I'm excited for that. But hey, let's dive into something else. Man, it is a beautiful Saturday down here. We're getting ready to actually go to Hondas of Dallas, but first we have to fix our car. We've got some clutch issues. I think we're all having clutch issues right now. Donnie's having clutch issues. We're having clutch issues. Heck, just clutch issues all around. But we already bought the parts for ours, so we know what's going on. I was trying to dive into this, but the customer needs to bring us a crank for it due to everything being trashed. No bueno. No bueno. So, got that. This car's getting picked up Monday, and that customer actually dropped off all of this turbo build stuff. That's right. Full turbo build on a Miata. Changing out to a 6-speed, doing a rear diff, axles, Cerakote, you name it, we're doing it. Here on the Hatcho truck, we actually got ourselves a big old spoiler job in also. Ooh, what you think of that, dear? Oh, got her on the spot. She don't know what to think of these big old wangs going on in these cars, y'all. Check this thing out. It's like a 2022, I think it is, literally brand spanking new GR86. It got wrapped, but we're putting a wang on the back of this. trunk mounted. It's actually going to be chassis mounted basically down on the inside of the car and then come through the spoiler. Super rad deal we got going there. And I've got a surprise for you guys. I don't know if I said it or not already, but my boy Butch, he's quitting his job, come to work full-time at Roachworks. Can't be more excited. He whipped an exhaust up yesterday. Check out the gram to see the pictures of it. It came out saucy. But we're working on this. The wife she loves working on this thing. So we're gonna dive into it. Here we've got the hard motion kit, I believe it is. Yep, they sell a bunch of great stuff. And what valve is taken out of this?
The check valve.
Check valve for the dang something. So you change out a few things and then away you go on that. It's all groovy. Maybe it's on this one. Take this one, I don't know. This one. Yep. Take this apart, change out a few things, put it all back together. And we've got the soft line to go with it. Can't beat that soft line.
This out. Never mind.
Yep. So
got it.
We good. Let's dive into this and see what we can get, and then go check out Honda's of Dallas. Your boy might even get a new pair of shades today. These things are Dunskies. Look at that. You guys can't even see through those, can you? I wear those every day. Those are my daily shades. Yep, time for some new ones. Let's get to work.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind.
We didn't even have to take the old turp ski off for that. I just had to put the old welding sleeve on so I didn't burn my arm. But other than that, I had to remove this bracket for this reservoir, and then we just took the reservoir off and I fed the line. I did end up cutting all of my stock line in a bunch of places just so I could get it out here. Don't mind the trash can, but yes, that's what we did. I'm gonna reuse this gasket here. I guess I'm gonna change this stuff out. We're gonna hook everything back up, put it back in the car. With all of our new hard motion stuff, that should work just fine. Let's get to it, y'all.
They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap.
All right, y'all, lots of wind noise. But just like that, we changed out the rod and the clevis. This one is a longer clevis. You guys can see there, a little bit longer. And this has a real sharp point on it, and it needs to be rounded like this one in a sense. Nice and rounded, not sharp. So we changed out all the old stuff, got it all back together. Let's go ahead and slap this thing back in the car now. We got the wife pouring some brake fluid in there. We're going to let it drain out this line here, so then I know at least the line is quote unquote bench bled or whatever you want to call it there. Once I know there's just a little bit of fluid through that line down into the bottom, give it a couple pumps and it's all good. I'll go ahead and hook the slave cylinder or the master cylinder up to that, and we'll go from there. The lines ran, that's a little bit of a bugger. That blanket is itchy, I tell you guys, itchy. Both my arms are itching. I hate it, but it's all right. We got this in, I got the line ran pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. We'll hook this master up to the slave. I know, isn't that great? Oh yeah, we're rocking the new style, guys. We're getting it. Anyways, let's dive back into this and get it all done. Wife be putting in that work. So we had to take off all of this stuff in that corner. The dang line came loose on me after we put it all in, so we weren't getting pressure. I finally got pressure, then we were leaking fluid. So I got all that tidied up. We got the new slave, the new master, slave, master, vice versa. Y'all know the deal. Slave and master, brand new. We gotta put all these brackets back on, and then she should be able to rip around again. It's actually pretty easy to get back in that corner if you drop the harness and pull a few of these brackets and a lot of that little stuff. It'll all come right out. So we're gonna slap this thing back together, then head out to this car meet. On today's episode of How Fucked is Fucked, we're putting a starter in this car now. So yesterday we had clutch issues. Now we've got starter issues. We're back down here. I already dived into it. I'm gonna get this starter pulled out. I had to beat on it this morning with a tire tool to get us down here to the shop. But hey, I'm gonna get this thing knocked out with a new starter, then go save Donnie. He's having clutch issues also with his dang 8th gen. Get that one resolved. I think I can make do with it today. We'll steal the K tuned off of that, and then the S2000 Master I think will work just fine. So that's where we're at. We're enjoying our Sunday. I was trying to enjoy it out doing things, but didn't work like that. So let's get a new starter on this and dive into our next project and our next project and just keep on going. All right, y'all. So I just did a compression test on this girl. She's not bad. We're like 230, 230, 220, 210. I'll take it for now. I know I heard it the other day. It's a sign now, because when we built this thing, it had perfect 230 across the board. Now we're down a little bit. We're only down 20 or so on that number 4 cylinder. Hey, it's smoking a little bit, but we're gonna take it for what it is. It's not smoking out the exhaust, it's actually just smoking out this breather. So we've just got a little excessive crankcase pressure. So what that probably means is our rings are a little loose, bearings are maybe a little loose. We just got a little extra crankcase pressure is all. We're just gonna keep driving it. I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do for a bottom end on this thing, about getting one built, maybe just a whole motor, I don't know. We'll figure that out. But I did get new plugs for it. I just got those all gapped. So we're gonna throw these new plugs in and all that. These ones actually don't look bad. They all look pretty close to the same. These two, well, shoot, they all look about the exact same there. So let's throw some new plugs in, coils in, drive it. That's all I can do for now. It's a new day down here. We got the J-Swap hatch back in, but it's not for anything we did. It's for a set of axles. Let me tell y'all, this dude rallies this car. That's what it's made for. It's an old retired race car, so why wouldn't you, right? Anyways, we had to order some axles. The J-Series in these things kind of got a weird axle setup. You could build a set, but hey, I ain't gonna build a set of axles. It's too greasy, nasty, gross for this guy. So we ordered some. We're gonna go ahead, jack this thing up, put some new axles in it, and we're giving this car a new look. You guys just wait and see. Let's get into some action. All right, we'll give you guys the good, bad, and the ugly. It happens every time, but hey, nothing wrong with it. It's just a part of turning wrenches, let me tell you. We don't mind. Anyways, went to go put this axle in. They're a little bit different, but kind of overall the same. And I couldn't get it to seat, and I was like, man, why won't this thing seat? And you can truly see that the wheel bearing is pushed out the back. It is pushed the center section, wobbled it all. It's bad news there. So that 1/8 of an inch or 1/16 of an inch is keeping me from pushing this axle seal all the way. I'm sure I could tighten that thing down with the axle nut and suck that bearing back in. But there's really no point in doing that when we can just go ahead and replace it. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Pop this spindle off, replace that wheel bearing, get it back on the road. Always something, y'all, always something. But they're working on the makeover for this car, so it's worth it. All right, so taking a break from Jaden's. That thing is an absolute nightmare. I love you, brother, but damn, I hate your car. We're trying to figure that thing out. The axles, the intermediate shafts, everything's kind of all just pieced together. It's a five lug on the front. So we're trying to find a wheel bearing that actually fits both sides, the spindle and the knuckle, and it's all just kind of a headache. So we've got Alexa down at the parts house. She's been running around and took the whole bearing down. Hopefully we can find one there. This axle appears to fit. I just got to get the wheel bearing pressed, and then hopefully it all goes tight and goes in. Otherwise, this axle is too long. Somehow, magical way, I don't know. And then, as you guys can see, this is the old axle out of the passenger side. That is the new axle for the passenger side. This is a male side, that's a female side. Female, female, male, female. Does not work. So, we ordered through O'Reilly's the 0506, something like that, TL intermediate shaft. Should go with that axle, the 27 teeth. Hopefully tomorrow we slap all this in and we get him back on the road. As long as we can find them dang wheel bearings. Otherwise, there's a reason the wheel bearings are pressed out, and I can kind of show you guys that I'm not being silly. The wheel bearings are actually pressed out the back. You can see the actual inner race is pressed out. And I did put the driver's side one in the press and tried to press it out or press it back together. No go. Nightmare. So taking a break from that, and the car you've all been waiting for, the NSX. I'm gonna finally get the engine out of this thing. It's long past due. I got the cradle made right here. That thing's just a beautiful little roller, and we are going to set everything down onto it. So I'm gonna start with pulling this knuckle, whole hub assembly apart and off. Rear, this is for your toe adjustment here. So we're gonna drop that. Lower ball joint, upper ball joint's kind of nifty on these. It's all right there. Pop that guy off, take this whole guy out of our way, pop the axle out, put this all back on, do the same on that side. And then they say you just gotta drop this bar here, remove all the mounts, and that thing comes out the bottom. I call BS on it. I feel you gotta drop the whole cradle or come out the top. I think they came out the top because on both the hatch and down where the hatch goes on, everything that holds it on, the bolts are just chewed up, like they impacted them on and off a few times. And all the bolts on the bottom side of this car basically look like they've never been taken off. Like that bolt right there. That doesn't look, they just don't look like they've been removed, and that's part of the cradle. So I'm gonna pull everything, get the axles out, bring this thing down, and I think I might pull the glass and come out the top with it also. I truly feel that's how they did it. We're gonna see. Time will tell. Time lapse time. Let's go. Man, we've been down here working NSX. We got Butch building some spoiler mounts. He getting down on that, teaching me a few things about our tube bender. He's learning a few things about it himself. We're getting angles figured out, loving it. As you guys seen earlier, this thing was fighting me. I got the driver's side actually together, so we're just waiting for an intermediate shaft to show up, and then we will finish putting that together. But today was a bittersweet day, I tell y'all. The Hatcho truck left. It is no longer in our possession, but we picked up an automatic V6 Mustang. That's right, y'all. This is the new chariot for all of us around here. And it's got like 170,000 miles on it. It runs. These kids just drove it here like 2 or better hours. It needs some love. It needs some attention. But hey, overall, we got ourselves an automatic Mustang, y'all. Listen to this. Fire right up. Purrs like a kitten. Apparently it blows cold AC most of the time. I don't know about all the time, but most of the time. She moves. Only got one, baby. On the passenger side.
Yeah.
She does a little burning.
Make them good skids that way.
Yeah.
Can't go that way.
Not at all.
0.
She lays down a thick mark. Kid wasn't lying, at least.
Yeah.
At least it does some burnies. I gotta get used to having no clutch pedal, bud.
Right. You don't know what to do with your other foot.
Yeah. Maybe reverse? Oh, we got reverse. This thing's gonna be great. We'll catch y'all. It's been a crazy week, huh, Donnie?
It's been a crazy week.
It's been a crazy week around here. And Donnie's leaving us again tomorrow. What a guy. But he's redoing some stickers up there for a gentleman. The last ones were just a skosh too big for his big rig for DOT stickers, so doing it again. The wife's over here. We finally had enough of our old steering wheel cover. Oh, Donnie was nice enough to order those for us for the 8th gens and let us replace these old gnarly things. So we figured we'd have her try on ours before diving onto his. We'll get ours looking good, his even better. But I've been banging away on this NSX over here. We have got a whole bunch of little parts taken off of it, and then we've got this front motor mount here taken off, so it's kind of neat. It just bolts up to the rest of this lower assembly here. And with removing it, I think it's gonna give me just enough room to get everything out up there. You can see real good up in there. But we've got the axles out, and I just kind of put all the lower back together, just so I could roll it around if I need to. But engine is getting ready to come down. It is loose, it's just on the 2 mounts. I've got the back mount out, the front mount out, so just those sides. I'm gonna roll the cart over, get it underneath, set this thing down, undo those 2 motor mounts, and hopefully lift this car right up off it. So let's jump into a time lapse and cross our fingers it comes out smoothly. Look who we got in the house today. Alexa made it to work. And you guys make sure to go over to our Instagram because you guys are gonna have a chance to win a t-shirt. Yep, that's right. But I wanted to interrupt your guys' lovely time lapse to show you just how tight these are. She's coming out pretty glorious, but we have just a smidgen of room right there with the lower control arm. Just sneaks past this rear member here. And then, man, that oil filter, it goes right into that crease like it was meant to be. I think we're all clear all the way around so far. It's coming up good. That compressor's just missing by the looks of it. Hopefully I can wiggle it all around a little bit. But this engine is coming right on out. Pretty smoothly, actually. Pretty dang happy with it. It's all looking like it's clearing up here. Nothing's hanging up. I don't think any of the harness is hooked up, so we're good there. Let's jump back into the time lapse and get this engine out. Just like that, the old J series is out. Came out real easy, actually. Super happy with that. Everything's real tight. The little cart worked perfect for it. Now we're gonna get this one taken off the cart, thrown in the trash, get the other one set on here, and build us another complete engine. Head gasket, head studs, bearings, y'all know the deal. But as for the NSX, we're gonna get wheels put back on it, hang everything up on the bottom, get it down and get it moved off the lift so I can get this Civic right here put on the lift and get the engine pulled. But that'll be for you guys next week. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. I'm gonna end it there, and make sure to tune in next week. Leave some comments. Let us know what you guys think. We're switching it up again. We're gonna have some new faces in here. We're gonna be trying some new things, and that's a wrap. Catch you guys next week. Thanks for watching.